quite British.
I'm quite British. That does not even British at all. Yeah. All right. Thanks, cat. Get out of here.
Even the cat.
I'm quite British. Meow meow meow. Yes. So. Well, that's what's happening.
All right. So I'm sorry. What was the question? I was trying to get the some stuff started on my computer.
No problem.
What have we been doing?
You guys made it to Bremen. You kind of worked your way. You made your way to the docks one way or another, and once you were on the docks, you were immediately kind of like, I wouldn't say cajoled, but you were like called out to as if being summoned by this kind of moody dwarf that was just like just basically like, good, you're here, get to it, ingrates. The fish aren't going to catch themselves, kind of thing, and everyone was kind of like, excuse me, excuse yourself. Like, what are you saying right now? And there was some back and forth, and I'm saying, where do you guys see yourselves at right now? What's going on?
Personally, I'm sitting in my comfy chair in my basement.
Oh,
okay.
Geez.
Well, that's a good start for you.
Did we go to the bar? We were talking about going to there's some sort of like, there was a tavern.
Yeah,
there were 5 taverns that we were going to be checking out.
Yes,
but we also got checked in at the inn.
Which, if I remember correctly, the inn was down here.
Yep. So
it was on
this
the
is
right,
this is basically where the guy was yelling at you.
Yep.
Over here. Yep. Okay. And then in the center of town, right about here, there are 5 different. There's 5 different bars. That's the best way to put it. There's 5 different bars that are right there. You have the town hall. Yes, it's a great 5. Whoever drew that, 5 Bs. 5 different baths. Want to make that R and H? That'd be even better.
There you go, dude. Once you said it, it's like, oh, I can switch that into an
I
H
can
easy
clearly
for
make
you.
that happen. And then you know that a little further south in town, down here, the Buried Treasures is an inn. That's like a place to get a meal, a place to like put your head down for the night, etc.
But I also thought that it was kind of late when we got there, so we did our usual and we kind of split up. And somebody went, a group of us went over to the bar area, and another group of us went down to the inn to the secure lodging.
Okay, so tell me, did we go any further, or was that where we kind of like just like put the flag up and said this is where we're ending?
I believe that's where we ended it because I don't remember
I think
dividing
we,
into groups.
We're about to start walking in and like figuring out what we were doing, but I think we kind of like called it at that point. We didn't get to anywhere.
That
so we're like
my notes,
walking away from the docks, I think, is essentially where we are.
It was any time like it goes a little like not so much late, but it just goes to the point where I'm like I'm ready to fall asleep. My notes, I want to make sure
blurry.
My notes match up. Yes. All right. So who went to the Buried Treasure? And we'll start with them.
No, that's where I usually go, so I'll do it.
Okay. Did anybody go with Hrothgar to the Buried Treasure?
Okay, as much as I do not want to do this, because I keep accidentally fucking doing it, I feel like Loki has to go with Hrothgar here, just because it's called the Buried Treasure.
Loki, your thoughts?
That's fine.
I'm down with it. All right.
It felt appropriate.
So you guys make your way down to the sort of southern part of town. I'll deal with you guys and then I'll go back to the rest of it. And so you make your way down and you get to this place, and it's like a very sort of, it's not ramshackle. It's not the ramshackle inn. I mean, obviously we have our own concept for that at this point. But like it's a little tavern / like respite that people can sort of like stow away from the cold in for a little while. It's not as haphazard as some of the buildings you've seen in other towns, but it's definitely not. It's not as palatial as some of the buildings, or as nice as the Northlook is. Let's hang on for just 1 second.
Yeah, we're looking for people to pay us. That's right.
Who's Guardian? Kevin,
What?
is that one of your things? Guardian?
I think that's what we're gonna be doing. You sound quiet. Oh.
I brought the mic closer. Is that better?
A little bit, yeah. It's not like as super clear as usual, but or louder, I should say.
I don't know. I had
Such
2
is
burritos
life.
for dinner. So, I'm breathing pretty hard, so I just put the mic further away. That's all it is.
Okay, so you're just trying to like you're going as far away from being Brian as possible. Got it. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I just
What
don't
a way
want
to
you
put
guys
it.
to hear. Sorry, I had something heavy to eat today, so I'm exhausted. Your meal shouldn't make you tired.
Yep.
All right, so we've got the 5 bars. What do you guys have anything that you're looking for as we are going out? I don't know if we're going out and then like you guys are coming out later to join us to try and see if we can find anyone going to the bars. Like, because my thought process was find someone who would actually want to pay us or reward us in some way for taking out this sea monster, this alleged sea monster that's stopping people from fishing.
I can just see you doing air quotes around sea monster.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was saying I could just see you doing air quotes around sea monster.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what's going on, but, you know, people are saying it's a big deal. So if we can get paid for it, let's.
Mm-hmm. 100% agreed.
It's just a matter of not having that fucking good mead shit again. Hey, you know what? Why don't you go and do it? And then we'll talk about, like, what we'll give you. But what type of half-assed fucking negotiation is this? We're killing a sea monster. What do you... Does that benefit you? Good. How much? How much is in my pocket does that benefit you?
Mm-hmm. Money's and cents.
Oh, Tom's back.
Yeah, I'm
And
back.
unmuted.
Hey, everybody.
2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2. I don't even. But you know what? 4 for 4. I don't even know. Sorry. Just trying to pick up pieces after dealing with what I was just dealing with. So, 2 people went to the buried treasure, and I believe that was Hrothgar and Loki.
Low-key, yes.
Loki. So you guys go in. It's not a ramshackle event, but it's kind of like it's a little weather worn and whatnot, but it's a nice enough place. And there's a woman kind of working behind the bar / in the back room, like clearly working on like cooking food and doing whatever. And like she seems a little overworked as far as like it looks like this is a place that takes several hands to run, and she's doing it on her own. So as you come in, she kind of like notices you, and she's just like, "Oh, please come in, take your seat, sit where you will. I'll deal with you as I can." What do you guys do?
That's weird. Is that Ziada and Novigrad, or is that...
No,
I
that's
think
you
it's
guys.
Loki. I think it's Loki and Hrothgar. I think who's doing
So you guys
Right.
just stand there awkwardly.
it. You just kind of come in and stand there, and then don't sit down.
No, I'm
You're
sitting there
like,
talking,
"No."
and I forgot to
She-
unmute my mic.
She said wait, so we just stood there waiting silently.
We're
That's
just doing
not
what we
weird.
can.
That's
Doing what we
following
can.
directions.
Yeah, crushing it. Crushing it.
I'm just gonna, take a seat and let her do her thing, and
Okay, so you guys kind of find your seat if that's what you're doing, and like eventually, like she makes her way over, and she's like, I'm sorry for the delay. Is there anything? What are you looking for? I'll get you what you need. What are you in the mood for?"
well, first and foremost, I think we need to secure some lodgings for at least a night or two.
She's like, absolutely. We normally we only have people come in here and they spend the night if they're traveling through or like maybe they got to sleep it off. But okay, sure. That'll be 3,000 gold. No, I'm kidding. Like at most, it's like a silver.
We're not looking to
I'll
buy
take-
the town.
We buy the town.
7 times over.
All right, so I give the details. I let her know how many people we've got, how much room we're going to need, and to make sure that it does include, a warm meal in the morning.
She agrees and she says, and so there are. Obviously, we're not going to count Daryl because he's just a Pokeball. So there's 4 of you. So she's like, that'll be 3 silver total for like room and board, and breakfast in the morning. If anybody's here for dinner, she's serving dinner for the next like hour or so. And if that afterwards, maybe she can get something, but maybe not.
All right, that sounds reasonable. So I'll give her the silver.
She says,
thank
you.
I like to think that Daryl's a Pokeball and running the bar. From the Pokeball.
All right, now I do have a question that I've been meaning to ask. If he's in this Pokeball, what happens if you like play catch with it?
I like to think that there's some sort of gravitational stability in there, and that he's not just getting like shook to hell like a.
I was gonna say, would he know, or would he come out all frazzled and shit?
I feel like I'm with Tom on this, because going on the base material, if you would whip the fucking Pokeball and it spun like that, and the Pokemon popped out, they'd be all fucked up.
Yeah.
When they pop out, they would not be ready for a battle. They
be
wouldn't be ready to
Pikachu
stand,
Go.
much less battle.
Yeah.
So I think you gotta say that it's like, no, it's got some sort of anti-gravity warp changing system.
It's its own little pocket dimension.
Right.
I also think that with what we've established with Daryl basically, or maybe running the inn that you guys were bequeathed or given, that maybe there's like sort of a dual contingency reality going on where like he's doing that and he's in the Pokeball at all times.
Well, it could be a Pokeball of holding, and he can't actually exit the bar. He just has to exit via Pokeball.
Maybe like
he
the
can't
back
use the
room.
doors because he's like held in there.
Yeah, maybe the back room of like the bar leads into the Pokeball, and the Pokeball leads into the back room of the bar. Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something specifically for him, but yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
So you guys, so Loki and Hrothgar, you guys are in there. You basically settle up. You get yourself set up so that you have a night's rest, a place for a good night's rest, some food, some warmth, as much as you can in 10 towns, and you both kind of notice that the innkeeper, as it were, like periodically kind of sighs or like talks to herself, and like as you kind of listen, you don't have to make perception checks. She's kind of like she's kind of like making these intonations that she wished somebody else was there, and that like they're not there anymore, and she's kind of bummed out that they're not there anymore. She's not like it's not like making her so distraught from her duties that she's like I'm not paying attention to this at all, but you can basically pick it up, and the more you listen, the more it sounds like it could be like either like a child, or maybe some sort of like person that they have guardianship over that is not there anymore, and they're just like, man, it'd be so better if, and then for a while you kind of hear like meh, 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 meh. And then after a while listening to this, you start hearing that it's like this name like Huawar, and I'm not making that up. It sounds ridiculous, but it's right out of the book. Huawar, Huarwar, Huawar. Like how much easier it was when Huawar was here, because he could help like bring out the meals when she cooked them, or Huawar could go up and make sure that the fires were stoked in the bedrooms and she didn't have to do it. And she's just kind of like grieving to herself. She's not really like complaining out loud to make anybody else feel bad. She's sort of like, like if you've ever worked a job and you have like the contemporary that does nothing, and you're just like, God damn it, Billy, like if you did a little more, it'd work out. And so that's what you guys notice. That's what's happening. Is there anything else you want to do in the buried treasures?
No.
Oh, that's the bar? Oh. I was too focused on the name. Got
It happens.
I feel deceived. I was too busy reading my book.
That's,
I thought we were here for treasure.
is that a free option?
So I mean, you guys have come to Bremen on the premise that there is some sort of issue with a lake monster of some sort. But so
Right,
far,
that I know.
yeah, so far. But I'm just saying that so far, the people that you have interacted with have kind of, I don't want to say dumbed down that concept, but have not explicitly gone to you with some context, right? You had somebody on the pier that was like, about the goddamn time you got here, and we want to like get out there and catch some fish, and you guys were like, shut up, old man, and walked away. You guys have gone to the very treasure, which is the local inn, and somebody's just being like, man, it was so much better when I had help, kind of thing. So I'm gonna hit pause, unless you had something.
Overhearing that, I think I would ask her, what are you saying? Like, I would ask her to clarify, like, act like I didn't actually hear her, but yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like, oh, don't mind my sign and my sort of revelry here. My son Huarar was here and it was a big help, and then he just up and left. He just got hooked up with something, I don't know what it is, and he just left. And now it's just me running the buried treasure. So I apologize. I'm talking out of turn. What else do you need? I'll get you what you need.
You have no idea where he went?
Last I know, he took off one night to try to find the speaker when the speaker disappeared. And we brought the speaker back and he was gone. And then a day later he comes back and he just comes back and he's changed. He's carrying this piece of black ice. I don't know what else to call it. It looked like ice. It was dark in color, and he just was not himself. And then a few days after that, he says he just gets all up in my face and all with my business, and says, I can't take this anymore, and I'm leaving. And these other people came and they left with them, and then they were gone. That's all I know.
Shame.
And what happened with the speaker?
Oh, speaker's back. He's here.
Yes, but what happened? Did he just decide to go off on his own? Was he forcibly removed somewhere that he needed to be rescued from?
So, what do you call it when you drink so much you don't think feelings?
So he drank himself into a stupor.
That's probably the nicest way of saying it, yes. And he kind of wandered off into the cold, and then we had to go find him. And that's basically what happened. It happens a lot, more than we'd probably like to say.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for the information.
Oh, you're welcome. I just wish someday he'd come back. Not the speaker, of course. I mean, the speaker's back. Yes, of course. I did not Huawar, but yes. All right. Is there anything else that Frothgar and Loki want to do in this establishment before I switch back to the rest of the group?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So you guys are hanging out. Maybe you're eating some solid turnip soup or something along those lines. And we cut back. And so, what is Ziada and Novakri doing right now?
I think we are, hitting the bars, probably talking to like, depending on who's there, like the barkeepers, asking, if anyone, if they have any information sort of, about anyone who's affected by anything in town with the fishing being, I believe, held up or, kind of have some issues with it.
Yeah, so it doesn't take long before you guys you basically get the skinny that like so the Mingarn River, which flows out to the Sea of Moving Ice, which on the map you can see sort of like flows next to or on the right side of Bremen. Right where it's connected to the town is frozen solid, just because of the sort of flow, the sort of slowing of the flow of the river. But once you get maybe a quarter mile or so north of the city along the river's base, the flow picks up, and you can like actually get into a boat and kind of go fishing into open water, which is how Bremen has sustained itself, like continues to catch fish, can feed itself, can like trade fish and other things with other towns, which is how like commodities and other things pass through Bremen. But everyone is really scared to go out on the open water where the best fishing is, because this sort of lake monster, as it were, has been terrorizing boats as of late. And so fishermen and the fishing community has been, as of late, just doing ice fishing, which yields a crop of like harvest, but not as potent as what you can catch on the open water. And a number of like local, we'll call them businessmen or fisheries or whatever, have been trying to like convince people to get out and like go catch on the open water, despite the danger, with like a great like a decent like payoff fee for whatever is caught. And so the current going rate is somewhere between like 4 and 5 copper per fish caught, because once you're on the open water, you have the potential to catch like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in an hour. And so you could make a decent buck basically doing that.
So I guess who's in charge? Who is the most in charge of the fishermen?
So there isn't. You're talking to various people, and they kind of get back to you, and they're like, nobody's really. There's not like a guild, right? It's sort of like a bunch of independent contractors, and the independent contractors have kind of been. They've kind of been like making it up on their own as far as how it goes. But recently, this one dwarf, his name is Grinsk, he's been really pushing to get people back out on the open water so that he can make more money by like harvesting what they're bringing back. And he's been the one that's sort of been like flagshipping that concept. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the best of luck in getting people to come and work for him. Like, people all were like, yeah, let's go do it. And then, like, on the day of, nobody shows up.
Well, his luck just fucking changed. Does anyone know where we can find that guy?
And, yes, Grinsk was the dude that you were talking to on the dock.
Oh, shit. That guy.
However, as you guys are doing this, you notice that there is a half elf that keeps like trying to catch your attention, like kind of I don't want to say androgynous, like not as creepy and weird as like the dude that you guys all met back in Greymore, but like, is it a him? Is it a she? Is it a they? You're not sure, but there's someone who like keeps like kind of like you see this sort of like feminine-esque hand raise up and is sort of like kind of waving towards you without actually like making sounds. What do you guys do?
To which group?
I'm sorry, to the people that are in the taverns. So it would be Ziada and Novakri.
You want to handle this one, Novakri?
Do you want the whole party to die?
Do you want to
I
die?
don't even understand how we got there.
It's yeah. Novakri talks, everybody dies.
All right. Well,
No, sorry guys.
This is news to the DM, but okay.
Yeah, I suck at role playing. Stories I can write. Role playing, yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll go to the questionably gendered elf sitting there and hope I don't misgender him or her or them or Z.
All right. So this half elf kind of like notices you kind of coming over and like nods and like brings like motions for you to come over to this like sort of table off to the side. It's got the classic sort of like, you know, wine bottle with a candle in it, and the multiple candles have melted down, so there's layers of wax around it on the table. And they kind of say to you there in a very soft voice that their name is Tali, Tali, and that they are very interested in the flora and fauna of Icewind Dale. In fact, the change that's recently been brought on by the emergence or the overt presence of Oral has really caused a lot to be studied, and that they are very interested in knowing more about this creature or creatures that are plaguing the people of Ten Towns, and that if you or your group of sort of like stout adventurers
Would be saviors.
Yeah, would be saviors, whatever we say, are capable of maybe taking some notes while you're if you do indeed go out to face or to investigate, could take some notes, that she would be very much willing to reward you in both like financially, and if she has the capability, materially for sort of like continuing her own investigation and research into the changes of the flora and fauna of Icewind Dale.
Sure.
And so you say yes, and so she kind of hands you this notebook and says, like, I can't offer you much other than gratitude, but if you're going out on the lake, please write down like any information you learn about the nature of this monster. If we know what's out there, the people of Bremen would be much safer, and I also think it's very interesting. So please just jot it down and let me know.
Okay. We can do that.
Meanwhile, Ziada, I'd like you to give me a perception check.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, let me open it with this one. Okay. But it's D&D Beyond. Sorry, we're on the browser. So 9.
So a 9 is shockingly enough to notice that behind the bar in the particular tavern that you're in, there is a bag that seems to be laden with coin or something, and somebody comes up to you and says, Well, you do know that if you take care of the monster, that bag be yours. There's another in each of the 5 taverns.
Oh. Oh. Does anyone have any information on it? On this monster? Have there been survivors that might have any information? Where to find it? What to expect?
So as you ask this question, the bar kind of grows eerily quiet, and you notice that everybody is kind of like either looking away or kind of just like sort of is a little depressed. And you think back to things that you've heard about this, and you assume that means that there have been no survivors apart from maybe some like distant viewers, like people who saw it from like lakeside or from out on the ice itself. But apart from that, the only thing that you can gather from the people that are there is that it is a large or large-ish creature with a very long neck that just seems to emerge from the depth and wreak havoc on the fishers of Bremen.
Were the boats that were attacked destroyed?
The answer you get is some of them. Some of them were it looks like they were they were harried or maybe like set upon, and that maybe people fell off or like fell into the waters or something like that.
Okay, but like there were some boats that weren't as, destroyed entirely.
So you give me a wisdom check. I'm going to say this from memory. Give me a wisdom check.
17.
All right. You know that there were 2 boats that Grinsk down on the dock was trying to set you guys up with. One was called the Prong Goat, and one was called the Burly Ram. The Burly Ram looked fine, like there were no problems, and the Pronged Goat looked like something had battered it or had done some damage to it. And you think as you kind of are asking this question out loud that like whatever you may have noticed about those boats is indicative of the answer to this question, is that like there's the potential that this creature has done some damage to boats or not in the past.
Okay. So I'll check that out in the morning. In that case. Okay. I think in that case, just wondering if anyone noticed any patterns of like this thing attacking at a certain time, or if it just, if that's all I'm kind of getting from the crowd, it's okay.
I think the only thing that I think the only thing other that they would share is its attacks seem to go with like the runs of the knucklehead trout. So like just like if you're trying to catch stripers in the mouth of the river, when the water's coming in, that's like incoming tide. That's the best time to try to catch stripers. Outgoing tide, also a good time. But when it's like sort of like in the middle, when there's just sort of that like doldrum lull, that's nothing seems to happen then. So best times are like with the sort of ebb and flow of the fish tide kind of thing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask someone at each bar to count up the money so that we can know how much we're gonna be getting. because we are going to slay the monster for you.
All right, let's see if I can make it that happen. Give me one moment.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be right now, because it's probably going to be something where I think we got everything that we were looking for, aside from that at the bar. So I think unless we notice anything else, we're planning to go back to the buried treasure and let those guys know how it's going.
Okay. So people are like trying to get you a tally and they'll get back to you and let you know, and then you guys kind of make your way back to the buried treasure. You get in time to see that like Hrothgar and Loki are just sort of like finishing up the meal that they had been served. So what do you guys want to do?
I think we'll probably go and get a meal and sit down and talk with these guys.
All right, easy enough. So you get that done.
Unless
you guys
they
are gonna
just
talk.
leave.
What are you guys gonna talk about?
Let them know what the situation is with the boat and the sea monster and the reward that each of the bars has for taking care of the menace. We have to take a look at the other ship in the morning to see if we can figure out anything that might help us in the battle, in terms of like, here's how it's going to attack, here's what to be prepared for, or maybe that won't help us at all, but give it a shot. And I think that was all I got. I think there might have been something else, but I've forgotten. So it's those two things at the moment,
right.
as we eat in between bites.
All right. So
we have lodging secured. We have warm breakfast ready, and an open-ended stay for as long as it, for a couple of days to begin with. We can probably extend it longer if we need to.
Good.
All right. So everybody eats some food. Everybody does whatever, and then everyone's going to get a good night's sleep. Or what are we doing?
Novakri's always down for some sleep. Does this notebook have any previous notes from their observations that might be of some use?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Does the notebook I've been given have any notes already in them that might be helpful?
You look through it and you see lots and lots of notes about like some of like the local vegetation and how it's made several adaptations to deal with the sort of like everlasting rime. There's a couple notes about larger species becoming more dominant with the increase or the presence of the cold, including some aquatic creatures, especially like walruses or other large bits of fauna, but nothing specifically that says anything besides like lake monster, question mark, is it real? People seem to be being affected by some sort of creature, unsure of what it is. That's basically what you see in the book right now.
Okay, then I'm going to spend the night just kind of making a mental index. I'm not going to memorize the book, but I'm going to definitely skim it enough that I know basically what's in there and where it is if I need to quick reference.
Okay. Do you need to make a roll to see how much you retain about that, or?
No, I'm not actually memorizing it. It's just like, I need to know about the gigantic moss. It's on page 473.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, so you do that. Everybody else, what are you guys doing?
He's just got magical post-it notes sticking out of the thing.
Yes, that's a cantrip. Except it's concentration, so I can only have one post-it note at a time.
Just keep changing the post-it note and then flipping back and going, wait, what was on this one?
Pretty much.
I don't know if there's anything I'm looking to do.
I can't think of anything personally.
Yeah. Might be...
Okay. All right. So
might
you
be
guys
sleep.
you guys all decide to like get a good night's sleep, basically, unless if there's nothing else you're going to do. So you get a good night's sleep. You wake up the next morning, and it's go time. So what do you want to do?
Well, after we eat and get ready, I believe they had mentioned that we have a boat to go look at and investigate.
That's the plan. And then I would want to just make sure of the money that we're getting, what the counts were from the bars, and then head out to the ship and take a look. The plan is to talk to Grizk.
Grinsk. Grynsk. Grinsk.
Grinsk. And,
Right.
see if there's anything that he has to offer for information now. I forget exactly what we had discussed last time, but yeah.
All right, fair enough. So from what you can tell is there's roughly like plus or minus 100 gold for removing this problem from Bremen. Between the bags totaled from the 5 taverns.
Yep.
There's, like I said, there's a percentage that may be above, there's a percentage that may be below, but roughly 100 gold. They're basically like, go talk to Grinsk. Grinsk may be able to like sweeten the deal, or he may offer something else if you're willing to do whatever. And I'm gonna say that as you guys go back and you start to approach, Grinsk comes out again and he's like, I knew you'd come back. It's about time you went fishing for me. And kind of opens the conversation with that.
Bigger fish. So we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Says, I have 2 boats, and they're both totally seaworthy. They're right here. And he points towards the burly ram and the pronged goat again.
And isn't it the ram that we need to take a look at?
Give me a perception check. Anybody who wants to, give me a perception check.
Nope.
21.
Anyone else want to make a perception check? No? All right. So, Novakri, both of these boats look exactly the same. Hrothgar, you notice that the pronged goat looks at first glance like it needs some like refinery and sort of finishing, and then as you get closer to it, you see it looks like there are teeth marks kind of perforating some of the hull. Not that the ship is like unseaworthy or anything. It just looks like it's taken it's taken a punch or two, as it were.
And can I
Board those
gather
right
how big the teeth would be from the marks?
Good size, like bigger than what a knucklehead trout has, and probably smaller than a dragon, somewhere between there.
Yeah, that's not a hugely discrepant scale to go by.
It's somewhere between Knucklehead and the Tarrasque.
But it's probably not a Tarrasque. Or Tarrasque, or whatever. But yeah, so that's what you get out of it. Like, if you want to make like a survival check or whatever, maybe you might know a little more.
Let them know that it does look like that something has taken a I'm munching on it, or at least try to. It's still seaworthy, but
How big is the hole?
Well, so there's not really a hole in the boat. It just looks like okay. So think about like if
like something
you were to
bit it
think,
and just scratched it across. So kind
Yeah.
of like
yeah,
fun,
like
but
put a
doesn't go
bunch of
through.
divots in it. Put a bunch of divots into it. Maybe like gave it a few dings, like chipped it here and there and stuff like that. It does not look as sort of pristine as the Burley Ram. As you guys are kind of focused on this, Grint's kind of like sighs, like audibly, and he goes, "Fine, I'll tell you what. I'll pay you 6 copper per knucklehead trout you can bring back to me. You bring them in, I pay you on the dock. All said, all squared. That's my final offer. Takers, yes."
And how big is the boat? How many people would fit on each boat?
So you can fit 3 people on a boat, or you could put 2 people on 2 boats.
All right, so we are looking for a bigger haul than you are.
He says, "You bring him back in, I'll pay you for it. Do it. Just, I'm telling you what the going rate for the knucklehead trout is."
Good to know.
Let's just agree and take the boats.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we're ready to go, right? Does anyone have any thoughts on anything to be prepared for?
Does anybody need supplies? Anything like arrows or knives or anything? Or are you good?
I'm set on both of those.
I'm pretty set myself. I think
I just imagine a character in the group that's like, "Yeah, I need knives so I can cut holes in the boat." That's the first thing I think of. I'm sorry.
You're too
Yeah.
into the mindset of Hal.
I know.
It's just like,
I'm
I
sorry.
wonder why you think
I'm gonna
of
be
a
so
character
rip
that's
shit if there's
yours.
holes in the bottom of the boat. If that's a surprise for later. And
Hey,
our
I rolled a
campaign
21 for
barbecue.
perception.
No.
So if I
It's-
didn't
it's
see
just-
those, then
wait,
then
it's
he's
just like
pulling
you
shit out of his
leaving
ass.
messages. It's just like you leaving messages in
Lucas's
fucking I can't even think of his name right now.
Katanistan, Lucas.
In Lucas's game, I want to say Loki, but in Lucas's tavern, like you guys get in the boat and there's a hole in the boat and there's a little note that's, and you're like, "God damn it!"
I just love that you totally just like went into Hal mode, and it's just like, oh, that's what it's like. Oh, everyone's surprised that you think of your character, but I'm thinking of anything with rope. I think we might want to just like split up to like the 2 people per boat, and maybe like tie off.
What about nets?
I'm sure there are nets, so we might want to see if we can set something up too with that.
I'm thinking we want to bring a few nets.
Yeah, I'm sure there are nets.
You know that in the boats themselves, you're close enough to know that in the boats themselves are rigging and lines for basically like one-off fishing, so that like if people are in the boats, if you guys take the boats out, the 2 people that are in a boat, or the 3 people in a boat, or the 2 people in both boats, each of you could be fishing to try to bring in knucklehead trout. Some other things to know about that is that, like, typically speaking, it's so cold that if you catch a trout and throw it into sort of the hold, like the space between the 2 seats in these, they're kind of like canoes is really what they're like. That like the fish just keep, like there's no like, like you don't have to try to hook, like when, like I remember fishing, if you go like fishing for like lake trout or for rainbow trout, you've got like the gill hooks that you'd hook them into and keep them in the water until you're going to clean them so that like they don't die. In this case, it's basically like throwing them into like a live-in freezer. You're not going to lose them. Like you're not going to lose any money as far as catches go.
I'm not worried about that. I'm thinking like the nets for to use against the sea monster.
I mean, you could certainly try. You know what? Give me a perception check, Rothgar.
Yep, not that time.
Okay. You don't remember seeing a spot in town that was sort of like a store, for lack of a better term. You know, there wasn't really like a fish and tackle place that maybe you could find a net. And Grince just seems to be like nodding you guys forward with whatever's in the boat right now.
Well, he's nodding us forward with whatever's in the boat, but he should still be able to tell us, is there any place that where we can get the nets? I don't recall seeing anything.
He stops for a minute and he says, "You know what I remember? I remember you're not catching me fish. Get out there and catch them, ingrates."
Oh.
Somebody
Oh,
needs an
wow.
ass whooping.
Yeah. Those are fighting words. Alright, now we're gonna burn down all of 10 towns.
This is what did it. This is what started it.
And then that will be our sacrifice to Oral.
What I do have to say that the book literally says that this guy calls you ingrates. I'm just saying. So I'm like, as much as that would be amazing spark of that, I just want to let you know that was not me making things up. That's in the text of the adventure.
So the thing that blew up this canon was, this game was official and canon.
It was official. It was within the bounds of the game. Yes.
So I look at him and I'm like, so you want us to go fishing, right?
He's like, yes.
Then if you want us to go fishing, you'll tell us where we can get some of these friggin' nets before I throw you off the dock.
He goes, "I don't know where to get your nets. There's lines. Go catch fish."
I really want to throw him off the dock now.
I don't blame you. I'll back you on this. I've never felt closer to Hrothgar.
This is what it took. This one NPC is what it took to bring them. So I mean, like, do what you will. He basically like turns and he starts yelling at other people getting boats and catch them fish, kind of thing.
Sorry, guys. Did I miss anything? I had to step away. We had a loud boom outside.
We're about to burn the town of Bremen down.
And they're without catching a lake monster, and they're going to fight like a fishmonger.
That's like not as much like ha 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 as you would think.
No,
It's being seriously considered.
I was thinking that was the perfect way to acquire 5 bags of gold free.
Well, there was a spark that, you know, ignited this, and it might be set off. Brisk.
That's brisk, baby. Tally like kind of comes running out from like nowhere, and it's just like, "Please remember, if you go out, let me know about like whatever you find. Make your notes in the notebook. Thanks, Novakri. Bye." And then turns back and runs back into a building somewhere.
Okay, I don't remember introducing myself.
Person that I didn't meet. Bye. Well, you have to remember at this point, you guys kind of have like, you're becoming known. You're becoming like known. Maybe people aren't following you around with their personal like phones and recording you, but you're becoming known. So what do you do?
Head off, I think.
All right.
You guys think so?
Oh.
Yeah. Because if I stay here any longer, I am definitely going to throw him in.
I'm just kind of waiting for you to, because I know it's mostly ice or something, right?
Yeah.
Just throw them onto the ice.
The lake itself is mostly ice until you're gonna have to trudge for a little bit. But like there are like cracked paths that you can start to like canoe your way through that sort of make their way towards the northern end of the river that you guys are on, towards the sea of moving ice. And as you get closer to that, the water kind of opens up, but you become like, before you get through that, there are some like ice flows that you have to kind of navigate. But once you get past those ice flows and through these sort of like cracked chasms, it becomes almost placid. Like it's just sort of like open water that you can cast your lines in and then haul in whatever you can.
Okay, should we tie the boats together or something? Will that give us more support, you think?
Whoever wants to give me a survival check, make a survival.
Novakri, you're our survival guy.
Novakri, you feel that tying the boats... well, we're not going to talk about Rothgar. Novakri, you feel that that tying the boats together won't give you any particular benefit, but it won't give you any negative either. It's one of those things where if you're trying to navigate around an ice floe, you would both need to make that check, and whether or not you were like one was leading the other, like if the front one failed, the second one might just as easily as it might fail as well. So that like a lead rope wouldn't really do much in that scenario.
Well, and Rothgar thinks that lighting the boats on fire is a great way to keep warm.
You know, I may throw you overboard too.
I thought the fire was to combat the ice.
I feel like Rothgar's really just like a one-track mind at this. He just wants to throw things over things.
He recently watched a bunch of wrestling, and so just get him out of the ring.
Actually,
German suplex for you. So, anyways,
actually,
okay.
there is a story with that. I once was playing a character that took things very, very literally, and we were on a campaign where we had Kinku flying a flying ship around for us. Couldn't negotiate with them because they have those little talking weird things. So he picks up a Kinku, throws it off the boat, thinking it flies. Hint, it doesn't.
Finds out it doesn't.
And you can fly! Oh, you didn't. Oops.
Well, you look like it.
So was this character before or after Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, before, but he was played true neutral. He was a padlock, both VHNs, Archfey, and he was true neutral in everything. He did not value anything. He took everything literally. He was a great character.
All right. All right, so you guys load up into your two canoes. Who's in what? Who's in the Burly Ram and who is in the Prongoat?
Burly Ram.
Prongo.
Which is the one that had the teeth scrapes in it?
That's the Prongoat.
Burly Ram.
I'll take that one.
Whichever
right,
one.
So Ziada and Rothgar, and Loki and Novakri. All right. So you guys set out, and like I said, there's sort of like this chopped river or pathway through the ice that you can start to canoe your way off of the dock. And it's like at first it's like sort of like paddling through like slurry as you're like moving yourselves forward, and as you continue to move, it starts to open up a little bit. And as the sort of like the passageway starts to like give way, you start to notice that like you can see on the horizon that that like there's large open areas, but right between you and it are these like large ice floes. You can see like with the tide and with the waves are sort of sloshing and sometimes crashing together. So there's the potential for several effects to happen right now. So I'm gonna roll to see just how many of these are gonna go down. Okay, all right. So I need somebody to roll a D20 and tell me what you get.
Not sure you want me to roll. I've been rolling like shit. I had one good roll so far.
13. All right. As you guys come to like the first area, ice flows are flowing back and forth. Some of them are mashing together. You're able to, without having to make any checks, pass through the first zone without any problems. There's a couple like close calls. Tail end new almost gets chomped, but you're all set. And you can see like on the horizon that like the ice, like these flows are parting, and it's just open areas. Somebody else roll me a d20, please.
Okay. Oh, 1.
Low key. Rolls a 1, which is still okay, and you make it through the next session. You're almost out of this, like on the last like third to get through this sort of like this like debris field of like ice and sludge. Somebody else roll me a d20. Tell me what we get.
Four.
Hrothgar. Unfortunately, 4 means on this last section, the ice starts to swarm around both of your canoes. And what I need a group wisdom check from the boat, which means there's a DC 14. I need 50% or better to pass, which basically means if one of the people on the boat can make a DC 14 wisdom check, you're all set. If neither of you can do it, something bad's going to happen.
Straight wisdom?
Yep, straight wisdom save to try to steer the boat through the ice.
Oh, I've got advantage on wisdoms.
Ah, shit.
Fucking Christ.
Nice.
Do you want the 20 or
All
the
right,
21?
so Novakri and Loki, you guys are like wee, just just speeding your way through the ice chunks. Unfortunately, Ziada and Hrothgar, neither of you can make that check, and your boat is going to take. I got to go back to this to roll. Actually, you know what? I don't need to go back. I can just do it in roll 20. Why roll 20s until it rolls a 1 again. I'll be upset, but we'll see what happens.
Don't worry, I picked up the 5 boards, so I'll go under and start repairing.
All right. Your boat takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage. This is probably a good point to talk about your boats and what your boats have for hit points.
You guys currently have 0 of those hit
No.
points.
No.
And you die.
Loki and Novakri, your boat, the Burly Ram, currently has 50 hit points. The Pronged Goat started with 36, but after just taking 5 points of bludgeoning damage, is at 31. At this point, I'm not going to make anybody roll any checks, but Hrothgar and Ziada, you noticed that what Hrothgar had noticed as like some like pitting and charring and some sort of chunks missing looks a lot like something took some bites out of the front of this boat, and that's probably why it's not at max health right now.
That's what I figured to begin with anyway.
Well, I just wanted to give a little bit more definition. So, you guys have made it through the ice flows, and you are out on this like placid area where the sea of moving ice, which is literally just like huge icebergs flowing next to each other, scarfing each other, separate, is off in the distance. The sort of limited sort of like ice chunky area that you had to deal with behind you, and this looks like it's the ideal fishing. What do you guys want to do?
I think we should discuss strategy. How do you guys think we should do this?
I imagine this is like the classic, like, old man in a boat kind of thing. Like, you guys both pulled up next to each other, and you're just sort of like, "This is my fishing area. No, this is my fishing area. How do you want to do this? I don't know how you want to do this."
And then you just throw a grenade in the other guy's boat.
Just so happens Ziada's been holding on to a magical hand grenade for the last 60 episodes. Yep.
Of Antioch.
Of course. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys want to do?
I'm wondering how we can potentially attract this thing, and also if we want to, put anyone out with, like, having us in the boats so that we can have some sort of thing attacking probably Hrothgar and I out in the boat, having this sea monster so that we can kill it and you guys can, shoot it and kill it from a distance.
Distance sounds good.
We'll have to just make sure with this boat being already beat up a little bit that we just make a backup. I think that's where I think we want to tie off to just be able to have the other person or the other boat as kind of a backup to get to somehow. Don't know exactly how, but I don't want to.
We have like, each of us have like 50 feet of rope, right? So.
Yeah.
Do you want to just have it loosely hang in case you fall in the water, get close?
Something like that, probably. Just in case like one of the boats goes down, we've got the other one that the people can get to.
I think that's smart. I think that, like, personally, I would say that, like, if you had 50 feet of rope between you and another boat, it might take a couple rounds for someone to pull you over to the other boat. But just so you know, if you fall into frigid water, you have your constitution number. So if you have a 14, it's 14 rounds before you start having to make checks against it, even in frigid water. But that being said, it basically, anytime that you're covered in frigid water, the effectiveness of your clothing starts to wear thin immediately. So, like, when you're in the water, it gives you protection until you're out, and then it's basically not good. Out of the water and you're doused, you got to make a roll, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Do I get anything else with the boots of the Winterlands?
I would say that the boots of the Winterlands would probably give you maybe maybe advantage on those rolls after the fact, because even if if you were totally immersed in the water, sooner or later actually no, I think the boots might actually. You know what? We're gonna leave it to like a 50-50 circumstance. I'm just thinking about it. The boots give you, is it immunity or resistance to cold? I can't remember. Resistance. And so, like, I would think that you just always have a nice roll your saves. I just, like, unless the boots were taking off of you because magical effect, that's it. Like, I can't imagine that the boots being soaked. There's nothing in the text about the boots that would say that being wet takes that away from you. So I think you would just always have the advantage.
Okay. So, yeah, I think kind of get the ropes, like, tied to the different boats, just so that we have some distance. But then if, something goes down, we've got the ropes to grab onto either way.
Oh, so the ropes are just tied between the boats. They're not actually tied to yourselves.
I think so. I'm
asking just so I.
Yeah, I know. I I think we might as well tie it to ourselves. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys kind of float out, and then wave. Like after you fasten the ropes, I'm not going to make you make checks. Like you take your 20 minutes or do whatever you need to do, and you guys are like 50 feet away from each other. And what do? Do you sort of like cast your cast your lines in the water and see what?
Yes.
All right. So if that's the
I've got my
case,
sword out.
you're fishing with your sword. You're just stabbing fish.
Yeah, I'm just irritated.
Okay, so anybody
Fucking
who's gonna
fish.
try to fish, and you all have the ability to try to fish, roll me a survival check and tell me what you get. And if like for some reason you have advantage on survival checks, or you can add your proficiency to it or whatever, do that. Tell me what you get. All right, Rothgar 10, Novakri 10. Anybody else trying?
I'm not.
Well, you said you had your sword out, but Loki, are you trying to catch fish as well? There is a purse that's associated with it.
Right, we're not really hunting the monster yet, right? So,
Well, we have to find a way to lure it in.
is it that specific? Okay. I guess. Would not hurt.
All right. So
Super
Loki, in
survivability.
this first round, you catch a fish, but because I'm sort of expediting the first hour and quarter hour, you actually catch 2 knucklehead trout. So if you catch a fish and you roll, if you hit the number, you roll. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you hit the number, you catch 2 fish. If you hit the number by enough, you catch more fish. So you've actually landed 2 knucklehead trout, which is what, 14 copper. It's not a lot of money, but I mean it's 14 copper you didn't have. You kind of lay the fish down. You notice Novakri and Rothgar are like. Ziada's standing there because it's always Ziada going, but her sword is out. She's not trying to catch anything. All right. Does anybody try to catch fish again?
Yep.
Yep.
Give me some survival checks.
Motherfucker, I quit tonight.
All right. Well, 2 failures. Novakri, what did you get? Oh, not. Yep. No. Everybody, you all fail on this round. Unfortunately, just it's not there. Sorry, that wasn't an actual dice roll. I hit them. All right. That's the second part of the first hour you're out on the water. Third part, so half hour to 45 minutes. Anybody else going to try to fish again?
Keep trying.
Nope.
But then again, that is the definition of insanity.
I just feel like, Ziada, do you put your sword away and you're trying to fish?
Yeah.
He's fishing with
Okay.
the sword.
Right. I just tie a string to the end.
All right, do me a favor. So, Rothgar, you finally land fish. Ziada, you roll me a d4. All right, you actually land 3 fish. So 2, 3, and then Loki, are you trying to fish?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you land 2 as well. So right now you guys are up to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish. So 9 times 7,
63.
63 copper. So 6 gold, 3 copper, or 3 silver. Right? No, 6 silver, 3 copper. That's right, because it's 10 copper to make the silver. Sorry. But, hey, you've doubled what it costs to stay the night and have food at the inn. So you're making your money back. All right. Last quarter of the hour. What are you guys doing? Trying it one more time? Novakri, you're terrible at this.
Okay, let's make it known here. I rolled a 6 or a 7, 6,
All right.
5.
Ziada, you got 2. Loki, what do you got?
Okay.
Loki, that is the exact DC. So you get 1. So you guys are at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You've caught 12 fish right now. But no lake monster yet. What do you guys want to do?
And how long has this been? You said like this is
You guys,
An hour.
you guys have been out there for an hour right now.
Yeah, because each of these like quarter of an hour. All right. What do you guys think? I think we can keep fishing for now.
And so you guys realize that like the bait that you're throwing on your lures is bait for catching a knucklehead trout, right? Like so. It's
Oh,
like
what I wanted to do actually was to take one of the knuckleheads and cut it up and chum the water.
Yeah, I mean, now since we've been catching them so like decently frequently, I think that kind of gets me thinking that it's like, yeah, it might be around here. So I'm yeah, that's definitely a good call.
All right, so tell me what you're doing.
Cutting up a knucklehead and chumming the water.
All right, so by chumming the water, are you just like throwing it in the water and then like throwing your line not baited with it and hoping for the best, or are you like actually like cutting the fish up, hooking it on the hook, and throwing it in to see what happens?
A little bit of both.
Okay,
Cutting the
all right.
fish up, throwing it in, but keeping a piece on the line.
All right, so you guys do this. Give it a few minutes so like the sort of blood and the scent and everything soaks in the water. Roll me a check, whoever's trying to fish. Novakar, you're the worst. So I'm sorry, it's not funny.
Yeah, no.
Ziada, you managed to get 2 more fish in this house. But I'm sorry, you get 1 fish because it was right on the money. It was a 12, so it's a 1. Loki, you beat it, so you get the 2. And then Rothgar, maybe it's because you put like a really big, thick piece on your line. You start to feel like a flurry or like a like a rush, but you realize it's not the line. Kind of look over the edge. Are you sitting down or you're standing up right now fishing?
Think I'm sitting right now?
Okay, no, there's no wrong answer to this. I'm sorry, but like, so you kind of like glance over and you see all of a sudden like this motion in the water, and leaping out of the lake is like this massive knucklehead trout, and it breaches right next to you, and you realize that this thing must be at least double the value of a standard knucklehead trout. And as it breaches the water right next to you, you can effectively make an attack of opportunity. Boat. What do you want to do?
How would I make an attack of opportunity?
All right. Roll me an attack of opportunity. Tell me what you get.
All right, but what am I rolling with?
Your base attack bonus.
Like what weapon is it he's saying? Like is there?
So it would just be your basic, plus your strength plus your proficiency, right? So it just like the weapon wouldn't give you a bonus to this. So it would just be like whatever your base is. It would be like if you had like if you didn't have a +1 weapon, whatever your standard that weapon would be the roll that you're making this opportunity attack with, because you grab it with your person. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So basically, if you're looking at D&D, just roll an attack with your halberd, because your halberd doesn't give you a plus to hit with. It's just your base attack, your strength, and your and your proficiency.
All right, there you go.
13. I'm gonna read the DC right here, and it's a DC of 13, and the character is not surprised by the jumping fish and can pull it into the boat. So you reach out and grab this fish, and it's like flopping around in your arms. You basically throw this thing that's like the size of like almost like a cod, and you throw it into the boat, and it's flopping around, and you're like, and I'm just gonna write down 4 because it's worth 4, and you're like, yeah. But as that happens, I want Ziada and Hrothgar to give me a perception check.
There it is.
Oh wow! I think you're totally amazed by the size of the fish that just caught. Hrothgar, you're like super pumped about this fish you just caught, but you notice, why did this fish jump out of the water? Like, why was it, like, rushing up? And then you see this immense dark form coming up out of the water, and erupting out of the water is this huge, like, bulbous shape with like this long serpentine neck and these like almost like massive oar-like flippers, and it comes up some 10 feet from the boat, and it immediately like takes its flipper and splashes the boat. And we got to talk about it. First is Ziada and Hrothgar need to give me dexterity saving throws.
Nope. Fail.
Oh my god. All right, so Hrothgar, you save. You're fine. In fact, you don't take anything. The rules of this are: if you're sitting, it is a DC 12 save. If you fail the DC 12 save, you are immediately knocked out of the boat by the flood of water created by this creature coming out. So Ziada, you are knocked out of the boat and you are in the water. And before we do anything else, I'd like to introduce our guest star for tonight, my good friend Jennifer Dolan, who has agreed to play the part of tonight's monster. And you can be mad at her instead of me, because it's going to be her fault for whatever happens from this point on. So let's everybody roll initiative, bring you up on the battle map, and go from there.
Well, why don't you bring up the battle map so we can click on it and get our initiatives up.
Actually, I'm going to try to bring up the battle map, but I don't know if it's going to work out. So hold on one sec. I just want to see if it's going to work.
And hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Dolan is a good friend who has put up with ridiculous like D&D player for many years.
The most ridiculous.
Yes.
As you guys can tell, it's not just you. It's just me.
Yes, but she hasn't played with us.
All right.
Until now.
All right. So I'm gonna put Novakri right there. I'm gonna put this is how old this is right now. I have people who are no longer in this game on the map. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mine's blank.
Yeah, hold on.
All I see is the black screen.
That's
hold
because
on.
he's got,
just wait a minute, all right? Just wait a minute.
He's got Codswallop and whoever I had.
I'm giving you access back to see through a vague, and Hrothgar, can you see through Codswallop?
No.
Let me see
Nope.
if I can change.
I can
this.
select him.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
It's all dark.
You can see.
Yep. Hold on. It's because this map I didn't have the stuff added to it. All right. Can everybody else see?
Yep.
Or can everybody see
Nope.
now?
Nope.
Jesus Christ. All right. Can everybody see now?
Nope.
Yeah. Damn it, Dolan. Hold on. I mean, can all the PCs? Yes.
She's a natural, guys.
Yep. Working out nicely.
Looks so black and murky in this water.
Shut up. Hold on.
We have a Pokeball we could replace you with if you'd like.
I rolled initiative.
Actually, Kevin, you might know the answer to this. If I have, hang on, let me see if I can do it this way.
I might.
Layer, token layer. Okay. And then I go select mode. And I move this. Oh, wrong one. Come on. Select mode. Objects and tokens. Select mode. Okay, and we put this right about there. Dolan, can you see this on the map?
I saw the actual circle for a moment.
Hold on. I just so people can see the thing that you,
That's me.
that's you.
It's the freaking eel.
I
Dude,
did.
I was just gonna say that you suck.
I did come up with some fun names for this creature, but I'm going to leave that up to Dolan to describe. But Dolan, can you see this thing?
I can just see my picture. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, sorry. You can see it on the map right there, right?
Yep, right in the center of my screen.
Yeah. All right. Cool. And I don't know if I can. I don't think I can give it. I don't think I can give you control of it because it's not an NPC, or it's not a PC, I should say. But if you click on the map, you want me to, basically. So just give me guidance, and I will do that.
I don't see any. I mean, besides that picture of myself, everything else is black. And actually, when I clicked on it, I just went back to a black screen.
Is it?
Uh-oh.
What did I just do?
I don't know, but I got black screen.
That's not what I want to do.
Yeah, I went back to a black screen as well.
Yeah, hold on. I
feel like
I hit some
Control
buttons
Z's were
and
in
all
order.
of a sudden. I'm loading. I'm critically loading. Okay, let's see if we can change this up again. All right, so we've got Ziada, aka Aveg. We've got there. We've got there. We've got there. For you guys in the boat. We've got. Boom. Let's layer. Token layer. Objects and tokens. Select.
The next character I make, guys, has dark vision. This sucks.
I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the most frustrating things I know. Save settings. Dynamic lighting on. Save settings. Dynamic lighting on. Save settings. And then
There we
Loki. Go. Yep, and then let's get Loki on. Dynamic lighting. Okay. Save settings. All right. Everybody can see? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Dolan, you can see?
No.
No.
Refresh, maybe.
Hold on. I think I know how I can. Dynamic lighting on, explore mode on. I'm basically just turning all of the lights on, so you should be able to see. Save settings. All right, Dolan, can you see?
No.
You still can you do a refresh then? Because
Yeah.
can everybody else see all of the map right now?
Yes.
Yeah, after I refreshed, it was good.
Okay, Dolan,
Yeah.
do a refresh. You should be able to see.
Oh, no, I just went to nothing. I'm not even attached to you guys anymore.
It's all right. We're not attached to you. It's fine.
Hold
We're
on.
not even attached to Tom.
It's true. It is. I mean, it hurts, but it's true. It's true.
I'm gonna go back to the link and see if I can join now.
I mean, even if you just tell me.
Yeah, exactly. I can.
Yeah. And so Kevin, what I'm going to do, your character is, I'm just moving you here. You are in the water right now. You're not drowning. You're not sinking. You've just been knocked into the water. And at this point, everybody roll initiative.
Rolled an 18.
Okay, I'm going to go.
I have a question.
I'll try to answer it.
Oh, wait, no. He wasn't equipped with that. Never mind. No question. No further question.
Okay. Loki, I noticed a charisma roll. Was that like your first move, or did you click on the wrong thing?
Clicked on the wrong thing.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure
Well, first
you weren't
he's
just
trying
like,
to
I'm
seduce
immediately
it.
doing this. All right, let me know when everybody's got their stuff in. I'm just running over to grab a beer.
Yes, Tom's playing sloshed.
Now, no matter how many people he kills tonight, he won't remember.
Yes, we are level 13 after that fight.
See, here's the fun part about that is, one, it's the alcohol content of the beer. That's one. And then two, the second part is no starting during the first, half hour leading up to the game, because then I don't know what's going on. So that's why.
All right.
Excuses.
Let's get him drunk. Get our levels.
The most epic plesiosaurus you could ever think about battling. Jump you 10 levels.
I just imagine like Tom being like, oh, wait a minute. All right, you guys are facing a... And Dolan's like, yeah, this is a level 16 plesiosaurus. I don't know why you guys are dying. All right, everybody's got their rolls in? Yes?
Yeah, although I'm showing the plesiosaurus at initiative 0.
Nope, sorry.
This is my surprise round.
Well, your surprise round was the splash attack. Actually, I've got 2 Lokis and 2 Navakris. Did you guys both get 18s, or did you get a 9 and a 6?
No,
all
I rolled
18s.
Both 18s?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, let me get rid of these. And let me get rid of this. Okay, so first up is Rothgar. Rothgar, this creature has emerged, and I know it's like, I've got it in a weird place, but it's about 10 feet away from the boat, which means if you wanted to stand up, you could stand up and potentially try to take a swing at it, or you could stay seated and it may just be beyond your reach.
No, I'll stand up.
All right, so you stand up. Stand up. Tell me what you do.
Take a swing at it.
All right, take a swing at it.
Stupid thing.
Roll a 1. Just throw your halberd into the sea. It'd be amazing.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, but I didn't.
All right, so you roll a 16, which I believe is enough to hit, and you do 12 slashing damage to this beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a mark of that. So that's okay. It's a sizable chunk. Bring it to. So Dolan, in this game we've revamped the whole bloody thing. If you drop a creature to you drop it down a quarter of its health, we call that wounded. If you drop it half, it's bloodied, which is normal. And then if you drop it to within a quarter of its life, so it's only got a quarter left, that's critical. And so we usually do that with dots on the creature. But that hit does not do that to you. Hrothgar, are you doing anything else on your
turn? No, just kind of bracing myself.
You're just like holding your neck, you're choking yourself out a little bit. Okay.
Hey, we're not here to kink shame.
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just making sure I know what's. It goes to Jennifer Dolan. Jennifer Dolan, welcome to the Thursday night Rime of the Frostmaiden game. Welcome as a plesiosaurus. What do you do?
I open my toothy maw, and you guys hear a horrible guttural growl. And I speak. I say, you two legs are all the same. You go where you do not belong. You take what is not yours. I immediately, I see a body floating in the water, and I go to lunge and bite at that body.
So in order to get to that, I will say that you have to either swim, which may provoke an attack of opportunity, or you could dive into the water and try to grab it from underneath. So up to you.
I don't know that I would care about an attack of opportunity, but I'm going to dive into the water.
All right, you dive into the water. Hrothgar, you have disadvantage because of this creature's abilities to try to hit it as it dives in the water, but you can try to take an additional swing at it.
Sure, what the hell.
Nah, not going to do that. I'm good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a definitely a miss. All right, so you swing, and it's like just disappears in a sploosh of water. All of a sudden, Ziada, from underneath you, this toothy maw comes up and tries to bite into you, like your legs or your abdomen, wherever it comes in. Roll to hit.
Plus.
By the way, Jen, have you given this thing are you calling it Captain Peas? Peasosaurus Rexes? What are you calling it?
My parents didn't care to name me.
So your name is My Parents Didn't Care to. Wow, that's a name.
That's tragic.
That is tragic. You should actually join this party.
I rolled.
Other parties have barbarians. We have a
23.
plesiosaur.
Other parties have a barbarian. We have a plesiosaur.
Definitely hit.
23 to hit.
Oh, snap. I think that's going to beat Ziada's AC.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so roll your damage.
Is this person like covered in metal, or are they nice and soft and squishy?
Metal.
Metal armor.
Okay.
Metal armor.
He's a cannoli.
Oh, you're lucky. I rolled low, super low. 10 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Also, Jen, I know it's to roll dice, and I do it periodically myself. But on Roll20 on the side, you'll see that there's like a D20 icon that you can click on.
It doesn't allow me to access it. Hold on.
Oh, it does. It doesn't let you even though you're in the. It doesn't let you go to the. Okay. Well, I mean, if it doesn't let you do it, it doesn't let you do it. All right. So Ziada, this is something that we'll have to work out for other things and stuff and things. But like, so this maw comes up from out of the water and just like miniature crocodile style, just bites into your side, and you're like, God damn it, or like, God's damn it, however you say in favor in these days, and you take 7 points of damage. It's now Novakri's turn. Novakri, there is a creature under the water, and I'm trying to think. I'm actually trying to think. Who talked to Nicholas the most?
Not me.
Jen, so you know, Nicholas was an awakened shrub.
Okay.
that really almost saved. Actually, he did save the day for several people. Who talked to Nicholas the most?
I did not talk to Nick the Stick at all.
I died, so
Yeah. What's crazy is I actually think the Nicholas the most was Daryl, and Daryl's
I
not
was
with
Nicholas.
us right
Does that
now.
count?
What's the matter? You played
I was
Nicholas,
Nicholas.
but
Does
you're
that count?
I feel that that's player knowledge, not character. So no.
so it like
So that's
automatically
deep
falls to
cut.
Loki.
Yeah, by
I think I
default.
would give Loki.
Did
give
he ever say
a-
anything to you, and did you cough? So
Yeah,
that
he
counts.
said, "Can you hand me a mint?" And then that was
What?
it.
I
And
think.
that's it.
Wait. I think that like if Loki wants to, Loki, give me whatever is going to be the best, like knowledge retrieval skill. Whether it's like intelligence is usually like you know about something, whereas wisdom is like recalling knowledge. But if you know knowledge history, if you have knowledge, I guess like awakened bush, like whatever. So it's not
There
your
you go.
turn, but I want to just give you a chance to maybe free action. A 15. You remember, you're not sure what, but you remember that while you were battling the Frost Druid, Nicholas saying something about the Druid awakening other creatures throughout 10 towns. And one of them was a water beast. In fact, I think that was specifically what Nicholas.
It's all because of that damn druid.
Isn't it always?
Always comes back to that.
Just for shits and gigs, moving the creature is basically under the boat there. So
Okay, Wisdom DC 13. Save.
do you need to have line of sight?
You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range that can hear.
So here's what I'll do, because there is the disparity of the water. I'll give you a 50% chance that works, because that's a fucking amazing hit that you just did. So roll a d20. Before you roll it, tell me if you want high or low. If you nail it, whatever you call, that goes through.
Let's do low because, that's what I've been rolling today. Except now.
I was gonna say that means you're doomed.
Oh no! Oh, so you yell. So just so everybody knows, for water combat, to hit spells have disadvantage in water, but line of sight spells, even if it's only like partial sight, automatically make it through. Crossbows, tridents, and I believe slashing weapons work without fail in water. But like arrows and basically everything else is either disadvantaged or doesn't work at all. So basically you go and you summon forth your this spell out of you, and as you're like you and you point at it, it makes it kind of go bloop, 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 and it does not hit this creature. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Can't really do much of anything else.
I will say that characters can ready actions for just saying. So okay.
Yeah, but I just blew my action. So
All right, action blower. Loki, what are you doing with this keen insight that you just garnered from your memory banks?
Well, it's underwater. I can't see it. I
I will also give you that. specifically having survived the moose attack, realized that like the moose was a creature that could be reasoned with, maybe, question mark. It's just that the way that that particular fight worked out, that was never actually a possibility.
And the woolly mammoth.
Well, the woolly mammoth was not. Well, yeah, the woolly mammoth was a very different battle. But yes.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
What was that?
What was what?
I just see a 17 that says custom roll. That's why I'm saying what was. Oh, it's Novakri. Never mind. I thought it was your roll. Never mind. Sorry.
Nope. I think I will minor illusion a body over here. Oh. Well now.
Just get those out of the way.
Yeah.
So, Dolan, were you just practice rolling, or
No, I wasn't actually practicing rolling. I was just I hit one of the die. I was trying to figure this out, but I just clicked on the D.
All right. I was like,
yeah,
I don't even know what
dead.
that's in response to, but that's
It means nothing.
Okay.
Ignore that 20.
All right.
Well,
so,
I'll happily do that. It was just that was right when I needed to get a DC save.
all right. So, TJ, you're creating like a minor illusion or a major illusion kind of thing.
Minor illusion over here, a body to help to lure the dinosaur thing over there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you create this illusion over there in the hopes that this will distract the creature away from Ziada.
Yes.
Are you doing anything else in your turn? Are you sharing any knowledge, or are you classic Loki keeping that to yourself?
I don't even know how that would influence anything right now. So, I mean, I could tell Novakri. I wouldn't mind telling that. I'd probably mutter something as soon as I heard it. So, Novakri would know. But, there's a body in the water now.
I imagine that like there's two people in a boat, and the person in the back of the boat goes, "I fucking know something about this creature, and now there's a body in the water." And Novakri's like, "I have the creepiest boat partner ever. Like, how did this happen?" So
No, I'm busy cussing that my spell went wired.
I'm sorry. And so as this is happening in the back of the boat, the person in the front of the boat is just spitting in the salt water, going, "Fucking water." So, okay. So, Ziada,
Wasted
it
a
is
second
your
level
turn.
spell for that.
Actually, everybody, I just want to say this. At this point, everybody has heard this creature speak. Everybody knows this creature can talk. As a free action, anybody who wants to make an intelligence check, I won't tell you the DC, but an intelligence check, can know more about this creature based upon the rules that I had told you about earlier from Tasha's Cauldron, which gives you guys basically like a recall knowledge about shit, stuff, and things.
So, intel what?
Yeah. So Ziada and Roth. No, there's not a lot. This is some sort of epic sea monster that. Anyone else who wants to try to do that? Oh, Jesus Christ! Nope. What's really sad about that is you have a +3 to your intelligence. But all right, if anybody has like a knowledge check that you would feel is applicable, like knowledge nature, or like maybe even knowledge arcana in this case because it's a talking creature.
Oh, you didn't say that. I've got a +4.
I know I didn't say that. I should have said that. I'm sorry. And that goes for Ziada, Hrothgar, and Loki if you guys want. That like if you have a skill that you can like say why it's better, you can try to do.
No, I just had, it rolled off the 18 to a 2, and that was my only chance.
All right. Loki, is that so? That's a knowledge nature. All right, you know that this creature is a plesiosaurus. It's a dinosaur, for lack of a better way to describe it. It needs to breathe air, so it does not. It cannot continue to stay under. You know that like it's a creature that can live extreme heat and extreme cold, but it doesn't really have crazy resistances one way or another. And you know that plesiosaurs generally can't talk. In fact, 99% of the time they can't talk. So this is odd. Novakri, were you going to try to do an?
No, I mean, I literally had already blown my check, so I'll be
Well,
off.
I'm giving because I didn't tell you that more time as a free action. Wow. All right, way to crush it. All right, without like a shadow of a doubt, especially after having dealt with that frost druid, that this is an awakened beast, or it is a beast that is under an awakened spell, which means it can communicate, it is generally intelligent, and I think that's about all you would know. I think that's about all you would know for the awakened spell.
Now, in general, is awaking a condition that can be dispelled?
Being awakened is a condition that can be dispelled. It's basically it's a spell-like condition that you could remove. It's also something that once cast is effectively permanent, aka what happened to Nicholas the Bush, where even after like if Nicholas had not been killed in the firestorm, was the death of that druid, Nicholas would still be hanging around, or maybe just like a sidekick bar that you guys. So there's that as well.
Yeah, that would be a jerk.
But all right, so some knowledge has been garnered. Some people start to know some things. However, Ziada, you are currently in the water. What are you trying to do? What are you doing?
I cast Conquering Presence. So, I need a DC 13 save from the Awakened Plesiosaurus.
What kind of save is it?
Wisdom.
Is a charisma wisdom
wisdom
save? All right, Jen, I'm just unless you already have it up, I'm just going to pull it up real fast. Your yep, you have a +1 to this. So yep, so roll with a +1 to it. D20 +1 basically.
Roll, baby.
Unfortunate. All right. So with that, I'm gonna try and climb back into the boat.
Okay. So with the 15, you said it was a DC 13, so the 15 pass.
Yep.
I'm just double checking. All right.
Yeah.
So give me an athletics check. All right. Wow. So without a doubt, you're able to like pull yourself up into the boat. But as you pull yourself up into the boat, I guess because of the reach that the creature has, the creature could try to take. No, it's a 5-foot move. You know what? Roll me a d20, 50%. Tell me high or low. Tell me what you get, and you want to call what it is.
Hi.
Nice. All right. So as you kind of like, so the beast like comes up and tries to snap at your feet as you come up, but it just misses you as you kind of like reach up. Maybe it's like your ethereal wings. They push yourself over the edge of the. As you land in the boat, roll a d10. Roll a d10 and tell me what you get. Oh wow. Yeah. All right. So you have 8 rounds until your cold weather gear ceases to function for you. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, I really doubt this combat's going to last 8 rounds, but I'm just saying that like you have, if it does, like keep that counter, and at which point you're going to immediately have to start making checks. Is what's going to happen. It's kind of like when like a fisherman has like that oilskin like orange like full body suit jumper on and falls in the ocean. They pull him out. He's not going to die immediately, but like however much he got saturated, that's what's going to happen. So with that 8, you've got 8 rounds before that kicks in, but you can do things. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
No, that was my action. Yeah, so I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. If you want to like strip down and try to put your secondary set of cold weather clothes on, you can. But bad things could happen. I mean, up to you.
I think
totally
the
up to
only
you.
one that had a second set was Hrothgar.
I thought you guys all bought. I'm sorry. Like this is actually second set.
I'm not sure if we did.
Okay. Well, all right. Fine.
We'll have
All
to
right.
next time we're in town.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay. Goes back to the top of the order. Standing boat. Ziada pulls herself up, flops onto the boat. The beast is somewhere in the water. What are you doing? Jumping in, hoping you can swim. What are you doing? Also, Chris, you're on mute.
Yeah, I am. How about that? Am I able to see it?
No. So the beast is under the boat in the water, and you cannot see it.
All right, then I'm just going to defer and hold my action.
All right. So you can ready an action. I always forget what the nomenclature is for 5th edition, but you can hold an action or ready an action that if the creature comes within like striking distance, you can strike it. Is
Yep.
that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Are you standing or sitting?
Standing.
Okay. All right. That is the end of your turn, unless there's anything else you want to do.
Nope, that is the end of my turn.
All right, cool. It goes to Jen Dolan, the awakened plesiosaur. What do you do?
Are both boats within 40 feet of me?
Within 40 feet, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna come up from the deep and attack the boat with a bite attack that looks more damaged to me.
So the boat that looks more damaged is the boat that's directly above you, right?
Okay. Bite attack that guy.
All right, roll to hit. That is definitely a hit. Roll some damage. So I just looked at the screen real fast. 1920 damage. That's crazy. And then I looked up again and went 14 points of damage. That's crazy. So that's going to be 2. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 7. Okay. So Hrothgar and Ziada, all of a sudden there's this massive smashing to the bottom of the boat. Some water starts to pierce up through like the keel as this creature below the boat like rips a chunk out of it. You hear this like underwater like as it happens, and I need both of you to give me dexterity save. Ziada, because you're laying on the ground right now, because you flop yourself on the boat, you have advantage.
All right, I'm sorry, what is it that I'm making?
A dex save.
Nope.
Oh my god.
All right,
Yeah.
good.
So Ziada, you're fine.
Jesus.
Shocking if this didn't work out for you. However, Hrothgar, you are thrown off the boot. You are now in the water. Ziada, I'm just putting you here just because there's so much shit going on right here, but you're on the boat.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. All right, so Jen, you attack the boat. Are you doing anything else? Are you moving anywhere? Are you just hanging out there? What are you doing?
As I attack the boat, I attack the boat, and then I'm gonna go deep below the boat again and see what wait to see if any tasty treats come into the water for me.
Okay, all right. You're surveying.
You might see
your-
one behind you, possibly.
You might see a tasty thing. Actually, remember that if you are seeking prey that it's in the water, there is an additional potential prey right here. So there's some die rolls to make for that.
I once again, I don't have a map, so
I'm sorry. So like it would be a 50-50 at this point. So
I have 2 attacks.
no, you just have one. I'm saying like 50-50. Go for it. Whether it's a body in the water or a fake body in the water. Kind of thing. Okay. All right. So that was Jen. It goes to Novakri. Novakri, what are you gonna do?
Oh lordy. Kev, how damaged are you?
Did you just ask Kevin how damaged he was, or that's what I thought you said?
Yeah, I did.
Kevin, you're on mute, by the way.
Or not?
Or maybe he's dead. Maybe he's totally unconscious. But
Well,
with
he
your
took
sorry.
he took
With
7 points of damage earlier.
I think that's right. Yes.
I'm sorry, what is it?
I was asking how much damage you have. How hurt are you?
Oh, it was just the 7. I'm okay for now.
Okay, let's do this. Rothgar, I'm going to give you a bardic inspiration. So in the next 10 minutes, you can roll a d6, add that to your ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Well, thank you.
And for my next action, I am going to ready a crossbow for when the swimming lizard person breaches and I can get a hit at it.
Okay, fair enough. And just to reiterate, a crossbow bolt travels through water without any impediment. It's there's no like sort of negative that goes along with it. However, as a person who rolled as high as you did with your Arcana, you also know that that awakened beasts potentially have the ability to beyond communicate, actually reason. So is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope. That just gives me some warning when I can see it.
Okay, we will do that. So moving down the line, it goes to Loki. Loki, what are you?
Still underwater, right?
It is still underwater, yes.
Alright, then magic missiles.
Yeah, I mean, you can see sort of a shadowy, bulbous shape. Magic missile is going to strike unerringly, so sure, absolutely. And you do 2 points of damage to it.
Nope.
Wait, nope.
Come on.
Oh, you did multiple,
magic
sorry.
missile.
So 5, 7, 9 points of damage.
Let's see, 3. Yes, 3. That's it.
All right, so you see like almost like miniature depth charges. You're like pew pew pew. They fly in the water. And then you hear like as the air erupts out of the water, but it's like. Dolan, as far as counts go, because that was 3 separate strikes, that would be 2, 3, 4, 5 at this point. Just saying. Okay.
I have 6.
Or 6. Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right. Are you doing anything else, Loki?
That is it.
Okay. It goes to Ziada's turn.
All right. If Hrothgar's right there, I would like to kind of just prepare if the monster comes up again to attack. If it swings at Hrothgar as he's trying to get back on the boat.
Okay, so you ready the action to do that,
Yes.
all right?
And I think that's basically
also-
all I can do. I don't
All right.
know.
Also, I'm going to put just so everybody sees this, I'm putting the wounded mark on the creature after those magic missiles because it definitely dropped it past that first quarter threshold. All right. You've readied an action, Ziada. It goes to the top of the order. Hrothgar, you're in the water. You need to try to get out of the water. Are you wearing heavy armor?
No, I don't think it's heavy armor. I think it's just chainmail.
There was a part of me that was like, "Aren't you a robot?" And then, oh, that's a sore subject.
What
Sorry.
once was.
Sorry. What once was, but is no more.
But chainmail is considered heavy armor.
If you have heavy armor, you have disadvantage on this athletics check to get out of the water and get back in the boat.
Yeah, I quit.
Come on, you can do this. Your athletics has to be off the charts.
Just keep
You do have the
swimming.
But it has to be off the charts.
Yes, Dory.
twice.
You do have the +6 or the D6.
Oh, you can't make it. You're struggling. You're in the water, and you're blah, blah, blah. You're not drowning, but you're just barely staying on top of the water. Maybe Ziada could help you, but Ziada's readying an attack.
Hey, Rothgar, roll a D6.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
right. You have inspiration. Roll a d6.
Yep.
You could totally get out of the boat.
If to
Okay, so it was a DC 10 to get back on the boat. So you're back on the boat.
oh sick.
Oh.
I was gonna say you roll it. You roll exactly. You roll one more than you need, and it just steps in your fingers and goes, "Get in the water. You're bait."
It's funny because when that was happening, I was gonna be like, let's go. I was about to say that. It's like, come on, climb up. I've got your back. Just worry about this. And then he actually did it, and it's like, oh, sick.
All right, so Rothgar, you make your check. You make that check, which is your action. You move, and you're able to flop yourself back on the boat. Roll me a d10 because you're soaked right now. Oh Jesus, both of you guys. 10 rounds. So I mean, so in the real world, just know that it's going to be a bitch to get back to shore at the end of this with what you guys are dealing with as far as cold. But for the moment, for this battle, you guys are. All right. So that is the end of your turn. I assume, correct? Yes. There's nothing else you can do. Okay.
No.
All right. Jen, the plesiosaurus. I'd love you to roll me a perception check, please.
Got it.
Wow, that is not high enough to recognize the fact that there is a squirming body over here in the water. What you do know is that there is no body directly in the boat, but there are 2 boats that you can attack that you are aware of. You got to do a 50 percentile chance if you're going to attack a boat. What do you do? Or, I mean, you could also
Breach the water.
You could
I have to
breach the, you're going to breach the water? Oh,
I'm going to breach the surface of the water.
Oh shit!
I can't see very well, so I'm trying to see what the fuck is going on here.
All right,
And
where is this breaching? Are you breaching to like where you came up before? Are you breaching to the side where everybody fell in the water? Like where are you coming?
I would like to breach at a good distance from the boats.
All right, so give me a distance. How far?
I'd say 20 feet, probably.
All right, so I'm gonna say 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna put you out here, and so basically you're 20 feet off the starboard prow of the boat that you had attacked before.
Okay.
Chris, I'm just moving you back in the boat so that you're in the boat. However, there are people who had readied actions, especially ranged actions. Novakri fires immediately. He's like with her crossbow, rolls a 22, definite hit, and you take 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
But that does not drop you to bloodied. So, what do you do as you emerge out of the water this distance away from everybody?
So I emerge, I get my bearings again, and I'm gonna do one of the wake, wave, splash, whatever you want to call them, attacks. So I will. I took 20 to get where I was at, so maybe 10 in, and do a wave attack while I'm going back down. I didn't see anything I could grapple onto on the water surface by me, so I'm just gonna try to hit him with a wake.
All right. So the folks that are in the boat, Hrothgar, you are on your belly or on your back, so you're gonna have advantage on this. Ziada, you're standing up, so it's gonna be a little more difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be in the water.
Dex
Let's see. Oh, no, not this time.
Ziada's like, fuck this shit. I've already done it once. And then Hrothgar.
What'd you say? A deck save with advantage?
Dex save with advantage. Oh yeah, I mean, you made it either way. Both of you are fine. Like some water splashes on you, but it doesn't even affect your countdown as far as what you had rolled. So you guys are. But the creature starts to sink down again into the water. Novakri, your turn. What are you doing? You've released your crossbow. It is your turn. Your full move, action, etc. What are you doing?
I'm going to go ahead and give Kev a bardic inspiration.
You're going to go ahead and make kissy faces at the plesiosaur? Nice.
Well, that's a free action. So, Kev, you have bardic inspiration for 10 minutes.
Nice, thank you.
All right. Are you doing anything else?
Yes, I'm going to ready.
Wait, you're going to what?
I'm going to ready a crossbow again.
Oh, ready. I thought you said you're going to rest, and I'm like, I don't believe you can do that, sir. I don't think you can rest. And I think that. But all right, cool. So you do that.
I am going to ensure that I am seated because I can see that she wants to do things.
I ready my crossbow and I sit down. All right, cool. All right, Loki, your turn. You're in the back of the boat. You see this thing starting to like slowly hunker back into the water again. It splashes the boat, but it seems like your comrades in the pronged goat are okay. What are you doing?
All right. More magic missiles, because that will hit.
Wow. Okay, he's gonna just like pew pew pew. So what do we got? We got 4, we got 2, we got 3. So 7, 9 points of damage.
That seems to be the thing. Yeah.
All right, I just gotta double check a quick statistic. Dolan, just letting you know that's below the old half skis, and you know what happens at that point.
I'm at I thought I got just above bloody.
No, you know it's so 34 was bloodied, and that drops you to 25 from all the stuff and things that have happened. So you You need to PO, to peace out, yo.
Yeah. All right.
So Loki, as you pew 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 fires out, these bolts hit this beast, and the beast. Dolan, any parting words? Maybe a fart? Maybe a flip off? Like, what do you give?
Yeah. With my back flipper, I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna wake them again with another wave, and move my full 40 out and under.
Oh, I
Yes.
like it.
Does that
like it.
trigger
Doesn't she have
my?
to wait until it's her turn for that, though?
Apparently not.
Well, no, absolutely, no. It's true. It's absolutely true. But where she had ducked into the, and both Hrothgar and I take this back because Ziada, you might have. It seemed like all you could do is strike on the surface. That's why I was saying she takes off. But if you had something that could affect the creature under the water at a distance, did you have something you wanted to try to do?
Yeah, can I dive after her?
If
Oh, I'm sorry, Hrothgar. You. Okay, let's do this. Let's play this out. All right. With disadvantage in swimming in the icy cold Arctic waters, let's do this.
The hell, I've already died once. What's one more time?
Oh boy. All right. So, Loki, we'll do this effectively. Loki, you fire 3 times. Are you doing anything else?
No.
Okay. Ziada, are you doing anything besides readying the creature's attack?
no, I'm gonna be. I'm actually gonna be like pulling the rope to try and pull the boats closer together.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
9.
Okay, that's enough that you start making some headway. The boats maybe move like 5 feet closer towards each other, but it doesn't create like it doesn't close the gap kind of thing. Are you doing anything else?
Nope, that works. I'm sitting down though too.
And all right, Hrothgar, you're jumping in the water. You're gonna start making checks, or are you just like happy you're alive?
No, I'm seriously thinking about doing this something as stupid as possible, so I'm going to jump.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, so you jump in the water.
Well, can I? Am I close enough that I can actually jump toward it?
So you don't know where it is because it slipped back under the water. You just know that it's some like 15 feet away from you.
All right, well, then no, if I don't know where it is, never mind. I thought it was sitting right there. I can jump at it.
Yeah, no. So where it is on the map right now, it had just dipped under the water. So maybe it's still right there, or maybe it's further down. You can't tell.
No, if it was there and I could see it, I would definitely jump.
Okay, yeah, no. Jen had said as part of her movement she was slipping back into the water.
Okay.
So you stay put on the boat, and with that, the plesiosaur pieces out, and we say thank you very, very much to Jennifer Dolan for playing this part. She may come back and play some other characters or villains, but I love the idea of somebody else being the asshole and not just me. I mean, I am always. I like sharing the wealth as it comes with that. So,
nice not to be the only asshole.
boop boop doop boop boop. You. So. All right, Jen, please, if you want to hang out and listen to us sort of like piece together this shit show of an adventure, you want to say goodnight, then good night, absolutely. But thank you very much I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So with that, the creature
Tom?
leaves. What's the
Tom?
matter? Yes.
We get XP for that still, right?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Wait, I was about. No, you get no XP. You guys are fucked. No. What I was about to say is that there were 3 ways for this adventure, for this particular quest, to end. One was you killed the beast. One was you scared it away, which is what you just did. And the third was you reasoned with it and said everything's going to be okay. Just go hunt fish and not people. But you didn't choose to do that at all. And
Well,
I'm not,
it seemed like in the beginning that's exactly what you were pushing. So I'm like, that's probably not such a great idea. Let's just, fuck with the DM as much as possible.
I approve.
well. So here's the thing: is like if I don't give you, you guys go, you never told me about that. And if I give you too much, you're like, that's not. You're not going to. I will say that like having reread this again tonight before we did this adventure, the DCs to like persuade this thing to like be your like do what you want and just like people was pretty high. Like there was some pretty high persuasion checks. Now that being said, we have a couple characters that have pretty high charismas, so it could have worked, but it was what it was. So that being said,
But it only jumped up for half a second at a time, so it's like, hey, what? Okay.
well, so
And the only second that it had was while it was going chomp chomp on my
yeah,
leg.
no. The one thing the adventure does that because as long as the creature doesn't go beyond, 20 feet below, if somebody yells, the creature can hear it. So as long as no one was like, hey,
But
let's be friends.
Novacree's thing didn't work because the spell.
Oh, and that's a voice
Remember?
thing.
So first of
Yeah.
all, I want to
You
say
had
two
this
things.
information and you didn't tell us.
Wait. I want to say two things. The first is, fuck you, TJ. And the second is, you're right, but you know what? I thought for flavor, and it was a bad roll, so that's why. It was a 50-50. It was a 50-50, so that's why I went with that.
No,
But-
no, no.
It was a 50-50. They could hear you, but they couldn't hear you. They can, but not now. It's fine. That's easy.
Again, listen, if you guys want to hate me, that's fine. Hate me. But that's what I went with.
Yeah, it's too late to audit the
It's
results.
too late to audit. So, anyways, you guys are still out in the midst of this area. You have, hold on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, 19 fish, because one of them you try to attract this thing. You have 19 fish. And 19 fish times 7 copper each. I should probably pull up a calculator. Go clear. 19 times 7. It's 133 copper, or 13 silver, or 1 gold, 3 silver, and 3 copper.
One, 3, 3.
What's the matter? Sorry.
1 gold, 3 silver, 3 copper.
Yep, it adds up pretty evenly. Actually, it's pretty cool. So, or at least as far as breakdown like that. So yeah, so 1 gold, 3 silver, 3 copper for all of the fish, and you guys return back to the docks. And sure enough, what's his face? Johnny Angry Dwarf is Grinsk is there, and he pays you immediately. Like there's no questions asked. Like he's true to his word. He may be a little gruff around the edges, but like he agreed to a payment with you. You came back with that many knuckleheads, provided you the payment for him. Did anybody, because nobody said that they did anybody make any notes about the creature? Because Tally kind of comes running out of the willy wax to be like, oh my God, what happened?
I know the
Well,
details.
my boat was pretty much, too busy trying not to drown.
Yeah, nothing.
So
in
maybe
writing.
not you and Z, maybe not you and Ziada, but did anybody else take notes? I will give you guys a. What's a great check? What's a good check for? No one said it in the middle of it because I mean obviously battle, but maybe you jotted it down as you came back in. I didn't make you roll to have to get through the ice flows again.
History.
Yeah, knowledge history. Do a history check if you, and tell me what you get. That's enough. That's enough to say that maybe piloting the boat and you were kind of like calling out like ice flow to the left. We're good to go to the center. Watch out to the right, and in the middle you were just like long neck, big nose, talked a lot, probably could have talked to it more, but, well, we scared it away kind of thing. And you, like, jot all these notes, provide it to her, and she gives you guys, I have to go back and look at this really fast, because I forget what it is. She hands Novakri, because she had talked to Novakri, 50 gold pieces for these notes, and a scroll of animal friendship, which probably would have been really helpful during the moose encounter, but that's not how you guys play this one out.
What?
You guys mind if I just keep it here, just for?
Yeah, go ahead. It's all yours.
You guys mind if I keep all the shit I just got later?
Yeah.
But that being said, you guys make it back to town. You are safe. You are in one piece. You are able to dry out your clothes once you get in. You can have a conversation before we start next week about maybe purchasing another set of cold gear. I thought you guys all had a second set, but now I know that you don't. Because when you get soaked, that set starts to go to shit really fast, or can go to shit really fast. But you are all now 4th level. Does anybody want? I know it's like 11:30 right now, and we're kind of pushing the envelope right now. But does anybody want to talk about their 4th level character, or do you want to save it for next week?
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Fine.
Anybody just is super jazzed and is like, no, I want right now.
No, I get to multi-class into my sorceress. I'm pretty jazzed about it. I get a shitload of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's level 4, so I have a feat available to me, so I need to kind of think about that. I think I know what I'm going with, but, still have to see.
Yeah. And then the other question I have for you guys, as you make it back to Bremen and you kind of like, the town rebels, town is like, just like super pumped that you're back, and they're just like, oh my god, best, and the monster's gone, and you guys are like, yeah, the monster's gone, and they're like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. One of the other reasons you had chosen Bremen as your next sort of point of call was that there was this talk of a pirate ship laden with treasure effectively off in the distance. And the locals will tell you that yes, but it's about a day-and-a-half journey, which means that they can give you directions to get to this location, but you're gonna need to prepare for at least an hour to get there. And if the weather's good, travel for a day, camp out halfway through the next day, you're there. If the weather's not good, the weather's not good. You just kind of have to play by ear. But is that still what you guys are thinking is maybe next step for this kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a definite possibility. I know, just so that we, I say it out loud, I think we are gonna immediately all grab secondary gear when we get back to town, if we can. If not, we'll hit that.
Yeah. So there's in oh shit, I don't even remember where you guys are. In Bremen.
Yeah.
Bremen, there is sort of it's not really a shop, but like a local swap and save kind of thing where secondhand goods, and you can trade for them, buy them with things. With the money that you guys earn, Knucklehead, you guys can basically find whatever you need. So if you're looking for a second set of gear, if you were we want to find +1 weapons, you're not going to find it here. But that's basically what is here and available to you. So if there's any sort of survival gear or survival stuff and things that you want to garner, whether it's rations, a tent, another tent, whatever, before you go out, absolutely you can get that. And so I'm going to sort of prep for next week with the thought process that that's what you're going to do, and then we'll sort of set out from there. But if you guys change your minds, or that's fine too. Let me know so I'm not prepping for something that's not going to happen. Because last week, I totally thought you guys were going to 1, 2, 3 over. shit, and so we had to like play like I apologize for what you guys want. So I had stuff, but it wasn't as much as what I'd like to have. So if you change your minds, let me know. But otherwise, you guys are all level 4. Congratulations. There are some stuff in this adventure, or stuff and things in this adventure that are based upon milestones. I mean, you guys have already seen it. I think that after conversations with you guys, and also seeing the level of some of the challenges that you walk into, that if you survive those challenges, I need to look at what like level EXP is, as well as milestones, so that you guys feel comfortable with what's happening. Because I don't want you guys to feel burnt out, and that after facing, some of the stuff that you have, that you're not actually getting. So congratulations, level 4, and I will be keeping an eye out from that point moving on. Also, I can't believe no one talked to the fucking monster that could talk, but whatever. So good stuff.
You're doing great, thank you, sir.
All right, everybody.
Absolutely. Real quick, Tom, just while we're here, we're definitely going to be gearing up. So if anyone has any specific thoughts for our day-and-a-half journey out and day-and-a-half back, to any thoughts of things to grab, think about them, and then we'll just make sure we have them for next week.
This is when you find out that one of the characters is a cannibal, because all they take is pepper. So that when someone's sleeping, they're just like, put a little pepper on it and eat that character. Yeah.
Origins of Drac.
Was Jen in it to talk as well?
Was Jen what?
Was she part of this, like, under the mindset of, like, she can also talk to us?
Yes, absolutely. But the way that it's set up is that if nobody talks to the creature makes like an exclamation character, how it can speak, but then doesn't attempt to like entreaty with it at all. It just like, so like a little behind the curtain with this creature. So Ravison, the druid that you guys killed, awakened this creature,
Right.
and basically said, you hate all 10 towners because I hate all 10 towners. And this creature was so scared that it was going to lose this like new ability to like speak and ration and realize the world, that it just followed blindly. But there was a way that if you talked to the creature and said, no, we, like literally, even if you hadn't killed Ravison, but just said, no, you're enchanted and that enchantment doesn't go away, that like with enough like basically persuasion or bluff checks, it would have believed you and just gone on its own. So that was like one of the other ways to deal with this scenario. But again, like I felt pretty strongly one of two ways was going to happen. One, you guys were immediately going to talk to it and figure that out, or it was going to be a slugfest. And I told Jen, I'm like, so when it hits half hit points, you're supposed to like take off. But if you feel like you've got the upper hand, stick around for a little bit longer, you can do that. But just know that like the idea is that it doesn't die, like runs away. And I will tell you as somebody who knows the adventure, it doesn't come back. Like you've scared it away. It's not going to come back and like mess with Bremen again in the future. It's
that
like,
was my first worry. Was like when you said it's like, yeah, we took care of the creature. I was like, no, we didn't.
Yeah, no.
But, okay.
Like there are some creatures like it fail to like defeat or convince to not do its actions anymore. The adventure's like it comes back and everybody's fucked for it. And then but this one is like if you drop the creature to half, it's like this is too much. Like see you later, bye. And I think the concept is that like the plesiosaurs, even before Oral came in, like swam around and like hunted for fish out in like the sea of moving ice. But this bay area that you're in, they come into sometimes. But because of all the stuff that Oral has done, there's like a bigger concentration of fish in the bay which has led these creatures to come in and that's the whole concept of why it was here.
Well,
yeah, I like again. It was like I was very happy to bring like I really want to bring in more people to animals or like whatever, like just like monsters, because I love the idea of somebody else doing it and me just sitting back and being like, yep, I didn't do that, so that's awesome, way to go do that. Because I mean, like, you guys deal with me running monsters all the time, so it's a great idea who has like a different concept of what it might do. And so that's why I want to do it. But the other part of it is I really want to do that when it's like maybe not a big boss, but like a boss or somebody that, like, you know, it's, oh shit, somebody else is not Tom is doing this, so we have to rethink everything. And so this was a really good sort of test subject, you know, like it wasn't a boss. Like if you guys were level 1, but where you were almost level ready, this thing is going to be a pushover unless like everybody failed at check, and a couple of you did, but not enough to make it anything too terrible. So.
Yeah, it was mostly you're out of the boat. Okay, you're back in, but he's out of the boat. Okay, but now you.
Yeah, so it's like I honestly, like, as a DM, I honestly think that the rules for if you have cold weather gear and you water are very they're not extreme enough. Like, they're just not extreme enough. But at the same rate, and that has nothing to do, Ziada, with when you have Winterland, because that's a magic item. But at the same rate, it's basic, like your frigid weather. If you fall into the water and you're wearing cold weather gear, you have your Constitution modifier until bad things start to happen. And I mean, unless everybody's like a goblin or a kobold with like the worst Constitution modifiers ever, you're gonna get out of the water before that's even a thing. So it's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So that's why I shifted a few things around, and that's when Novakri cast her spell. I was like, if it's line of sight, you have some negative to it. So just to make it a little more fair. But that's all. But all right, everybody. I look forward to hearing about, like, I hope you guys are having fun.
Yep.
Like, this game is great. There's a lot of weird shit to come, like well beyond like talking bushes and druids. Like, this is still sort of chapter 1 shit. I think once you start to see the bigger picture of some of the stuff that's going on, you're going to be like, what the fudge? And that's why when I read, I just want to see people get like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is happening? So I'm excited, and we're basically there. Like, the way that the structure of the adventure goes, like, to just sort of like peel the curtain away a little bit, is that like once you hit level 4, you kind of like tiered off the max that you can do in the 10 towns. But because we're also working with level, let's look at the experience ratio or the experience protocol for defeating monsters. I think it's still relevant that there's 10 town stuff that you guys can do. But you started to learn about bigger things. And so next week when we start, I'm going to show you guys like a bigger map of the Icewind Dale region, where some of these points that you've heard about are located, and we're going to start to go from there. So, good stuff. I hope, like I said, I'm glad people are still, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay?
Yeah, I've got my level 4 figured out already.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah, me too.
I had a feeling you guys would, but all right.
I pretty much knew where I was going with it generally, but you know,
all right.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
I kind of have it mapped out.
Again, 5th edition is one. You kind of like right off the bat know what steps are going to be, even before. So like, I mean, it's cool. So
there's really not much that I could do. It's either, you know, at 4th level I take the ability increase, or I take a feat. So the feat that I'm taking is the Sentinel feat,
which is
nice.
which as a DM makes me go, God damn.
Yeah,
but
that's one.
But wait, I will say this.
But...
I'm gonna say the same rule that I have enacted. Well, I don't know if I've enacted it for as before games. I'm gonna use the same thing that they did for, which is the Sentinel feat allows you to do once per turn, not multiple times, because it becomes way too overpowered, especially in battles, if that happens.
Well, because you only have one reaction.
Yeah, exactly. But if you read the actual of it, there's nothing that specifies it as a reaction, so that's you get the one reaction to do it. But
Well,
it's
it
still
says opportunity attack, correct?
When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
Yep.
Right.
So it's an opportunity attack. It's not
I
every.
thought-
not
sorry, I
that one.
thought
What's
that-
the next part?
Yeah.
Creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you if they disengage from action before leaving your reach, and a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat. You can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Yeah,
So
I have to disagree with you, Tom. That's pretty clear.
I'm gonna okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back and read about this. Like, I'm not saying don't take it. Like, it's amazing. I took it for, but let's look up what the Matt Mercer rules with this, because I remember this being the critical role.
Just so you know, like there's literally I'm saying that I agree with your ruling that you only get one per turn because it either gets your reaction, which you only get one, or it makes it an opportunity attack, which is activated by a reaction, which again you only get one.
You only get one.
So
okay,
you do only get one. It's pretty clear that it's like, no, it's a reaction and it's an opportunity attack.
Okay. Yeah.
So
again,
if I'm there and I'm attacked by someone and Hrothgar hits him, and then I'm attacked by someone else who Hrothgar can hit, he can't hit that second one if he already used his reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that's just because you only get one reaction.
Yeah, that's okay. Good.
That's
I'm
okay.
Sorry.
I'm okay with having another strong guy up front to start swinging at stuff.
I just like when you like I misunderstood what you were saying. You were saying it's pretty clear you can do. No. I don't. That's not what I'm reading about.
No, it seems like it's pretty clear that it has specified.
Yeah, those
this
limitations.
is when you can use it.
Yeah, but it's basically like once you use it once for those 3 seconds until your turn starts again, you can't.
Right.
Yeah,
because you use your reaction. Okay. Just like anything.
Okay, cool. Okay,
it's just it opens up what gives you an opportunity attack. If someone runs away from you, that's an opportunity attack for everyone. If someone disengages and runs away from you, that's not an opportunity attack except for Hrothgar now.
Right, and as long as Hrothgar has not
used a reaction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on the same page.
What makes this even more deadly for Hrothgar is that he has a 10-foot reach. So even when something skirts around you guys,
that's disgusting.
This is still going to take effect. Yeah. So
no.
That's why the pole arm right now. Like when you, Kevin, I think it was you, Wolfgang, maybe found the skeletons with halberd. They didn't have polearm mastery, but they had polearms. And why are these things hitting me? And I'm like, they only get worse if they're better with them. Like it's a great, like, as far as 5th edition things go, like, it's awesome. Like, it's like, I mean, it's pretty cool. But anyways, all right, cool stuff, good stuff. Like I said, and by the way, and I'll throw this out to you guys too, because I ventured and played with other people as well. If you know of anybody that's interested in for off or play a villain or do whatever, I mean, it may be several episodes, especially if it's a long-term battle or whatever. I'm happy to work with them to try to do that. I just think it's fun to like create this concept of like, another voice or another party. So it's not just you listening to me do my limited range of voices. I mean, although I will admit, and Kevin's like, oh, that's Trex. You're doing Trex again. And somebody else is like, oh, that's the guy from. And I was like, no, it's both. Both of those are the right answer to.
Right.
So, yes. So. Anyways.
Yeah, but it's.
But, all right, guys. Good stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
Cool deal.
Still a bye-bye.
Later, guys.